This is not about fixing, it's about remembering. You don't have to chase after peace. You were born with it. And deep down, you already know this. Peace is not something foreign that needs to be added to your life. It's something familiar that wants to be uncovered. Worry is not your truth. It's a habit, a well-practiced mental loop that was learned, repeated, and reinforced until it felt like a personality trait. But I want you to understand something clearly today. Worry is not who you are. Your body was not created to live in chronic stress. That tension in your chest, that tightness in your jaw, that racing in your mind, those are not signs of who you are. They are signs that your body is calling out for stillness. And I want to tell you that stillness is within reach. We just need to clear the fog. Let's begin gently. Take a slow breath with me now. Inhale deeply through your nose and slowly release it. Again, inhale peace and exhale control. One more time. Inhale trust and exhale fear. That's it. Notice what just happened without effort. Your body responded to your intention, and that's the key. You don't have to fight for peace. You just have to create the conditions where peace feels welcome. Like a flower blooming in sunlight, your nervous system blooms when met with gentleness. And do you know what feeds it? Loving thoughts, truthful thoughts, thoughts that whisper, all is well. You are safe now. Let's look at worry with compassionate honesty. Worry is your mind's way of trying to feel in control. It thinks, if I keep thinking about what could go wrong, maybe I can stop it from happening. But here's the paradox. Worry gives you the feeling of doing something helpful without actually solving anything. It's like rocking in a chair, hoping to move forward. You spend energy, but you don't go anywhere. And slowly, that habit of imagining worst-case scenarios wears down your body, your faith, your joy. My dear, you were not born to rehearse fear. You were born to rest in trust. Let's reframe this now. What if I told you that behind every worried thought is a longing for safety? And what if you could meet that longing with love instead of panic? You are allowed to feel uncertainty without letting it own you. You are allowed to say, I see this fear, and I choose to return to peace. Worry does not mean you are weak. It means you are human. But healing means remembering that you are also powerful, and powerful people can choose again. So ask yourself now, softly and curiously, if I stopped controlling everything, would I still be myself? Yes, my love. You would not lose yourself. You would find yourself again beneath the layers of pressure and panic. You would find the peaceful presence that has always been with you. Let that thought settle. Breathe it in and say with me, I release the need to worry. I allow peace to fill me now. I allow peace to fill me now. I allow peace to fill me now. 3 times is enough to open a new door. Now let's talk about the most important relationship in your life, the one you have with you. More than your partner, your friends, your children, your mentors, the one voice that walks with you in every moment is your own. When things go wrong, whose voice do you hear first? When you make a mistake, who speaks loudest? Is it harsh? Is it blaming? Or is it kind? because that voice shapes your life far more than you realize. Your relationship with yourself is the blueprint from which all other relationships grow. When you speak to yourself with harshness, the world feels like a battlefield. But when you speak to yourself with gentleness, even chaos becomes manageable. You become your own home. And isn't that what we all long for, to feel at home within ourselves? So let me guide you into a practice I've used for years. Instead of saying, "I'm afraid," try this: "I notice fear, and I choose peace." Instead of saying, "I'm not enough," say, "I am growing, I am healing, I am learning who I am." The shift is subtle, but the impact is profound. These little shifts soften your nervous system. They open your heart. They make space for God's love to reach you again. Because fear is not a wall, it's a door asking to be opened with care. So open that door, my dear. Let love in. Say this with me now, gently and lovingly. I treat myself with kindness, patience, and gentle care. I treat myself with kindness, patience, and gentle care. Let those words land not just in your mind, but in your breath, your posture, your cells. You don't need to prove anything today. You are worthy of kindness now, not later, not when things are perfect now. And here's a practice that I think will nourish you deeply. Write a letter to yourself from 5 years in the future. Imagine your wiser, healed, compassionate self speaking to you from a place of love. Let that version of you say, "I'm proud of you. I know how hard it's been, and I see how far you've come." Let them say, "Thank you for not giving up on us. You are doing beautifully." When you write from that place, you are building a bridge between your present self and your future self. And do you know what you'll realize? That future self already lives in you. You're not becoming someone else. You're remembering who you are, the one beneath the noise, the one who speaks gently, listens deeply, and trusts divinely. Let's now give your nervous system a beautiful gift, the gift of peace-filled words. You see, the nervous system responds not just to events, but to interpretations. It listens to your inner dialogue, and when you flood it with calming truth, it begins to release the alarm. The breath slows, the jaw unclenches, the body feels safe. So here are 3 affirmations that are like a balm for your system. Use them daily, especially when your mind wants to spiral. The first is this: everything is working out for my highest good. Say it softly. Let it sink into your being. Even if you don't fully believe it yet, let the words prepare the soil. They are seeds, and you are a good garden. The second affirmation: I choose peace over panic. This is a declaration, not because panic isn't real, but because peace is more powerful. You can pause, you can reset, you can breathe and choose again. And the third: my inner world is quiet and still. Life reflects that peace back to me. It may take time, but it's true, the more stillness you create inside, the more harmony you notice outside. You begin to respond instead of react. You begin to listen instead of brace. You begin to feel led instead of lost. And here's something simple yet powerful. Write these affirmations on little notes and place them where you worry the most. Your desk, your mirror, your bedside table. Let your future self stumble upon these love notes in the exact moments she needs them. These are not just affirmations. They are anchors. They ground you when the storm comes. They hold you steady when your mind wants to drift. They whisper to you, "Come back, come home, you are safe." Remember, peace is not passive. Peace is powerful. It is not denial, it is deep alignment with truth. You are allowed to be soft and strong. You are allowed to be healing and whole. You are allowed to be a work in progress and still at peace. So say it again with me now, as a final breath before we close this part. I release the need to worry. I allow peace to fill me now. I choose peace. I choose peace. I choose peace. Let those words carry you into your next moment with softness and strength. Let's talk about the power of emotion, because emotion is the first expression of your reality. It's not just something you feel after something happens. Emotion is the beginning. Before any event takes shape in the world, it moves through the channel of your emotional energy. That is why so much of our healing begins not with changing the world, but with changing the way we feel in the world. You see, the outer world is not separate from your inner world. It reflects it. It echoes it. It organizes itself in response to the signals you send. And what is the strongest signal you can send? Not words, not effort, but vibration. And that vibration begins with how you feel. When you carry the frequency of everything is working out, life rearranges to match that feeling. You begin to attract people, conversations, and events that support the internal atmosphere you've chosen. Emotion is not a reaction. Emotion is a creative force. That's why you must choose your emotional state with love, not fear. And here's the beautiful secret. You don't have to wait until your life is perfect to feel good. In fact, it works the other way around. Feel good first, and life begins to align. I'm not asking you to pretend. I'm asking you to practice. Just like warming up before exercise, emotional alignment is a warm-up for your day. If you wake up anxious, rushed, or heavy, your outer world will respond with friction. But if you can start your day with the vibration of peace, even just a little, the universe softens. The edges round out, the path becomes smoother. So here's a practice I want you to try tomorrow morning. Before you check your phone, before you rush to get ready, place your hand over your heart and whisper, "Everything is already working out for me." Say it again and again until your body begins to believe it, until your cells start to soften, until your breath begins to deepen. You're not waiting for evidence, you're creating it. Emotion first, manifestation second. You know, I've met many people who try so hard to change their thoughts, but they're still carrying the emotion of fear. They say affirmations, but underneath, they're still vibrating doubt. And that's okay. That's part of the journey. But let's be honest about it. Thought alone cannot override emotion. That's why we go deeper. We don't just say, "I am safe." We breathe it. We feel it. We remember a moment when we were safe, and we anchor into that memory. Because feeling creates frequency. and frequency creates reality. So instead of chasing peace, you become peace. You embody the version of yourself who already has what she needs, and from that place, miracles happen. Opportunities arise, phone calls come, ideas flow. Why? Because you match the energy of resolution before the solution even arrived. You chose the vibration of completion before the physical answer took form. So let's walk through this right now, a short emotional warm-up. Close your eyes with me. Take one deep breath in and sigh it out slowly. Now bring into your heart the feeling of relief. Imagine you've just received the message you've been waiting for. The issue is resolved. The money came. The door opened. The weight lifted. Can you feel that relief wash through your chest? Let it spread into your belly. Let it rise into your shoulders. That's it. That's the frequency we're choosing. You don't have to know how things will work out. You just have to feel what it's like when they do. This is not fantasy. This is foundation. This is vibrational reality. So say it softly with me. I allow myself to feel the energy of resolution now. I let it rise. I let it fill me. I trust it to guide my day. Beautiful. You are now creating from a place of harmony. And now, let's shift into something just as sacred, preparing yourself to focus. Because presence is not something you force. Presence is something you enter. You can't push your way into the present moment. You have to be invited in. And that invitation begins with a sense of safety. Just like a child can only play when they feel secure, your mind can only focus when it feels safe to rest here now. So before you ask yourself to concentrate or be productive, ask a more tender question. What do I need in order to feel safe to be here? Maybe it's a clean space. Maybe it's one intentional breath. Maybe it's a cup of warm tea, a soft light, or a gentle word. Maybe it's permission to not be perfect today. You don't have to force yourself to focus. You can create a sacred space for your focus to arrive. I often say that your attention is one of your greatest forms of love. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. And where your energy flows, your life grows. So be gentle with your attention. Don't yank it around with shame or force. Guide it with kindness. Welcome it back when it wanders. And if you're struggling to focus today, don't scold yourself. Don't call yourself lazy. Instead, ask softly, what emotion is pulling me away from this moment? Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's grief. Sometimes it's fatigue that hasn't been acknowledged. You see, presence isn't just about being awake. It's about being willing. Willing to feel. Willing to care. Willing to open your heart to what's here. And that kind of presence cannot be rushed. So here's another practice for your day. Before you begin anything important, pause for just 30 seconds. Place your hand over your heart and ask, am I willing to be here for this? If the answer is yes, wonderful. If the answer is no, be curious. What would make it easier to say yes? What would help you feel safe enough to show up? Maybe it's a small prayer. Maybe it's a few more deep breaths. Maybe it's remembering your purpose. You don't have to fake focus. You can cultivate it. And the more often you practice this gentle entry into the moment, the easier it becomes. the present moment starts to feel like home, not a battlefield. Let's go a little deeper together. I want you to imagine now that your thoughts are like leaves floating on a river. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to fight them. You can watch them drift by. And as they pass, your awareness stays rooted in the riverbank in the here and now. You are not your thoughts. You are the space in which they move. You are the stillness beneath the surface. And from this place, you can choose where to place your focus. Not out of fear, not out of pressure, but out of love, out of intention, out of deep presence. So say this with me. I allow myself to arrive. I let my breath be the doorway. I am willing to be here now. And again, I allow myself to arrive. I let my breath be the doorway. I am willing to be here now. One more time. Let it settle into your being. Because the truth is, you don't need to do more. You need to be more here. Your power is not in how much you accomplish. Your power is in how fully you embody the moment you are in. This is where miracles happen. This is where love lives. This is where solutions unfold. So each time you feel scattered, rushed, overwhelmed, come back. You don't need a perfect environment to be present. You just need one deep breath and the willingness to come home to yourself. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're just remembering how to be here. And that remembering is enough. Say this with me softly. My presence is a gift. My attention is love. My breath brings me home, and I choose to be here now. There was a time in my life when my mind felt like a battlefield. I would wake up, and within minutes, my thoughts were already preparing for war. What if this happens? What if that doesn't work out? What if I'm not good enough today? I had not even brushed my teeth, and already my inner world was bracing for disaster. Does that sound familiar to you, my dear? If so, I want to tell you something that changed my life. I discovered that peace is not something that arrives. Peace is something we train for. Just like you train your body to grow stronger or your voice to grow steadier, your mind can be gently trained to return to peace. Not once, not perfectly, but again and again, like a muscle remembering how to relax. You see, real strength, true inner power, comes from your ability to stay centered even when things around you are uncertain. It's easy to feel peaceful when everything is predictable, but the kind of peace that changes your life is the peace that holds you while things are still unclear. That peace is not passive. That peace is powerful, because it's a peace that doesn't depend on the outcome. It's a peace that begins inside and radiates out. And the way we begin to train our minds for that kind of peace is by becoming the observer, not the victim of our thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are not your fear. You are the awareness behind the thought. You are the space through which the thought moves. And when you know this, you don't have to believe every story your mind tells you. You don't have to agree with every prediction your fear makes. You can look at the thought and say, this is just a story. I am not this story. Let's practice this together. The next time your mind begins to spin with worry, with fear, with what ifs, pause. Just pause. Take one gentle breath and say to yourself, "This is not me. This is passing through me." Can you feel the shift? That little moment of disidentification is the beginning of freedom. When you stop clinging to the thought loses power. Just like a cloud that drifts by in the sky, your fear can pass without you needing to chase it, fight it, or fix it. You can be the sky wide, calm, open, and your thoughts, they are only weather. Let them come, let them go. You remain. You stay grounded in your breath, your body, your now. This is what it means to train the mind for peace, not to force it into silence, but to let it soften again and again. Some people ask me, but what if the fear is real? What if there's truly something to worry about? And I understand that. Life has challenges, but I remind them and I remind you now that worry does not prevent tomorrow's pain. It only robs today's peace. Fear has a way of exaggerating. It paints wild, vivid pictures of things that haven't happened yet, but you can speak to it. You can say, "Thank you for trying to protect me, but I choose peace now." You can say, "Even if I don't know how this will unfold, I choose to be calm in this moment." You can say, "This fear is not my home. I live in trust, I breathe in peace, I exhale control." And in doing so, you become a master of your mind, not by suppressing fear, but by releasing its grip on you. Now let's move into something even more sacred, the idea of safety. Because for most people, the real reason they can't relax or trust or be present is because they don't feel safe. Not physically unsafe, perhaps, but emotionally unsafe, spiritually unsafe, unsafe to slow down, unsafe to rest, unsafe to be soft in a world that seems to demand hardness. But I want you to hear this. Your safety does not come from controlling your environment. It comes from changing your relationship with the unknown. It comes from no longer seeing uncertainty as a threat. When you make peace with the unknown, you reclaim your power. When you stop needing to know everything ahead of time, you finally come home to yourself. So how do we do that? How do we create a sense of safety that isn't dependent on external stability? We start inside. We create a sanctuary within our own hearts. We begin with breath, with rhythm, with presence. We create rituals that anchor us in the now. One of my favorite practices is something I call the safe space ritual. Every morning, I sit quietly for 5 minutes. I place my hand on my heart. I close my eyes. And I whisper to myself 3 powerful affirmations. I am safe to be here. I am safe to be me. I am safe in this moment. Again, I am safe to be here. I am safe to be me. I am safe in this moment. One more time, slower. I am safe to be here. I am safe to be me. I am safe in this moment. Let the words sink in. Let them wrap around your nervous system like a warm blanket. Let them quiet the part of you that is always preparing for the worst. This is not about ignoring danger. It's about reminding your body that it is not in danger right now. This moment is enough. This breath is enough. And in this breath, you are held, You are supported. You are protected. The universe is not against you. Life is not trying to break you. Life is trying to bring you home to the part of you that never left peace. So let's deepen this together. I want you to close your eyes with me now. Take a slow breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Now, gently touch your heart. And as you breathe, I want you to imagine a soft golden light forming inside your chest. This is your safe space. This is your spiritual home. No one can take it from you. No matter where you go, what you face, or what falls apart around you, this place remains. You can visit it any time. You can strengthen it. You can live from it. You are not a guest in your body. You are its caretaker. And safety begins when you treat yourself with gentleness. You see, many of us have spent years, even decades, looking for safety outside of us. We chase approval, control, perfection. But nothing outside of you can truly provide what only your inner sanctuary can. Safety is not the absence of challenge. Safety is the presence of compassion. Safety is the ability to return to your breath and say, no matter what happens, I will be kind to myself. Safety is what happens when you stop punishing yourself for being human, when you allow yourself to soften, to receive, to be held by grace, by breath, by the God of peace who is always near. You don't have to earn safety. You only need to allow it. So as we end this section, I want to give you one last practice. Tonight, before you sleep, take 5 quiet minutes. Sit on your bed, place your hand on your heart, and whisper softly, I am allowed to feel safe, even in the mystery, even in the waiting, even in the unknown. And then simply sit in that truth. Let your nervous system exhale. Let your soul relax. You are not fragile. You are sacred. You are not alone. You are supported by something greater than your fear. And every day that you practice returning to your inner safety, your outer life begins to reflect it. Peace becomes your atmosphere. Calm becomes your default. And no matter what arises, you carry with you a sanctuary that no storm can touch. Now breathe into that space of quiet self-respect, that space of gentle trust, that space inside you that is beginning to remember how deeply worthy you already are. You don't need to rush anywhere right now. You don't need to do anything except breathe, because what we're about to do together is one of the most important things you'll ever learn. You are about to become the lover you've been waiting for, not in some grand, dramatic gesture, but in small, sacred ways, the kind of love that holds your own hand when no one's watching, the kind that whispers kindness to yourself when no one else remembers to say it, the kind that buys you flowers because you deserve beauty, because you don't have to wait for someone else to bring it to you. You can give it to yourself now. You can show up as the person you've been yearning for, and something magical happens when you do. You begin to shift your entire frequency. When you stop waiting for someone else to validate your worth, and you start becoming the source of your own love, your energy becomes magnetic. You become irresistible, not because of how you look or what you have, but because of how deeply anchored you are in self-respect. People sense it. The world responds to it. and your relationships begin to reflect it back. You don't need to chase. You don't need to plead. You simply embody love, and the world mirrors that embodiment. But it all begins here. I am willing to treat myself as someone I deeply love. Will you say that with me now? One more time, gently. I am willing to treat myself as someone I deeply love. Now say it as if you're speaking to your younger self, the child in you who always wondered if they were lovable, the teenager who felt invisible, the adult who learned to survive by giving everything and receiving so little. Speak this truth to all of them. I am willing to treat myself as someone I deeply love. And you can begin that practice today. Not tomorrow, not someday, today. Take yourself for a walk, not out of obligation, but as if you were walking beside someone you adore. Stop and smell the flowers. Sit down and enjoy your coffee slowly. Look at the sky. Smile at yourself in the mirror. Leave a kind note for yourself on your nightstand. Nourish your body, not out of guilt, but out of devotion. This is not vanity. This is spiritual alignment. Because the more you become the source of your own tenderness, the less you depend on others to fill the void. You become whole. You become radiant. You become safe inside your own energy. And from that place, love is no longer a rescue mission. It becomes a reflection of the love you already live. Now I want to tell you something even more beautiful. Calm is magnetic, truly. In a world full of noise, drama, and urgency, your peace becomes a sanctuary, not just for you, but for everyone around you. You don't need to shout to be seen. You don't need to explain yourself to be worthy. Your calm presence is a signal to the world. I am enough. I am rooted. I am whole. And when you emit that signal, something remarkable happens. People begin to lean toward your energy. Not because you're performing, not because you're pushing, but because you've become a space where others can breathe easier simply by being near you. Can you feel that shift? Can you imagine walking into a room and not needing to control anything, prove anything, or impress anyone because your peace speaks louder than your words? This is not weakness. This is power. The kind of power that doesn't demand. It simply is. It resonates, and it draws in what is meant for you without force. When you radiate the frequency of, I'm already okay, life responds by confirming it in miraculous ways. So next time your ego tries to convince you that you need to hustle, chase, fix, or beg, I want you to pause, breathe, and remember this truth. You are already enough. Peace is your power. Calm is your charisma. Let's practice this together now. Place your hand on your heart. Take a slow, loving breath and say with me, I don't need to control everything. I trust life. Again, I don't need to control everything. I trust life. And once more, with a smile, I don't need to control everything. I trust life. Can you feel your body exhale? That is your nervous system remembering what it feels like to be safe again. That is your spirit remembering that you are already aligned. You don't have to push the river. You only have to float with it. You are allowed to live in peace. You are allowed to relax into the life that's being created for you. So as we close this part of our journey, I want you to repeat some final affirmations with me, not just as words, but as invitations, as new roots for your inner garden. Ready? Let's go slowly, with intention, breathing between each one. I let go of worry. I trust life. Breathe in, trust. Breathe out, tension. Peace is my natural state. Breathe in, calm. Breathe out, resistance. I treat myself with love, and the world reflects it back. Breathe in love, breathe out doubt. Now gently close your eyes. If you haven't already, place your hand over your heart again, and I want you to whisper softly these words of new truth. From this moment on, I choose peace over panic, trust over fear, and love over worry. And so it is. Say it again, even softer now. From this moment on, I choose peace over panic, trust over fear, and love over worry. And so it is. Let it echo into your body. Let it sink deep into your cells. This is not just an affirmation. This is a new agreement. You are no longer waiting for life to prove something to you. You are showing life how you wish to be treated by the way you treat yourself, with kindness, with reverence, with peace. And so it is.